Hey, how's it going, Tom and Karen? My name is Jack here with Mr. and Mrs. Leeds. Thanks for trying out the site auditor. I hope you got some insight out of that. I wanted to follow up here with a video analysis of your website and to provide some further insight as to what I can see as a search marketer, as well as how we would be able to help you rank for some of the keywords that we want to capture if we were to tackle this project on together. All right, so without further ado, let me go ahead and get started. The first thing I did was I pulled up your website here in a tool called Ahrefs. Ahrefs allows search marketers like myself to look at the metrics of a website and see what's been working out for you and what hasn't. And what I can see right off the bat is you have a decent amount of referring domains and backlinks, but we need to make sure that we have a lot more than where we're at right now. The reason being is the number of backlinks and the referring domains on your website is a big part of the authority on your website. And authority, in turn, plays a integral role in how quickly you rank for the keywords you want to rank for, as well as how highly you rank for those keywords. And so in case you didn't know what a backlink or referring domain is, it's basically any website out there on the internet that links back to your website via a hyperlink. So if there is a blog out there, for example, called the Donnelly HVAC, what am I saying? If there's a blog out there that's called the hvacblog.com, and they go out there and they make a new blog post and they say, hey, if you're looking for the best Westchester HVAC company, visit donnellyhvac.com. And if the person clicked on that link, it would take them directly to your website. So that's called a backlink. And Google actually tracks all these different backlinks that point back to your website, and they use that as a measure of a trust signal. Because in Google's eyes, when you have a lot of websites pointing back to your website, it shows Google that you're the kind of website that, one, other websites like to talk about, and two, other websites like to refer their own visitors to, because they're basically like, hey, go check this out, click this link, right? And so in Google's eyes, it's a good measure of how authoritative a website is, and that in turn, like I said, ranks you for all the organic keywords. And so what we need to do is we need to shoot for about closer to 300 to 400 referring domains on about 1 to 4,000 backlinks, because that's really going to show Google that you are an authority in the space and you deserve to hold the top rankings for those keywords. All right. So let me hit organic search right here and go to the few. Okay, so right here, this is going to tell us exactly what kind of keywords you currently rank for right now. So it looks like Donnelly Heating and Air Conditioning, you hold the #1 spot. Fantastic job there. That is your brand. You absolutely need to hold the #1 spot for that. Donnelly HVAC, #2 spot. Make sure you gotta hold. We need to make sure you hold the #1 spot for that. Donnelly Heating and Cooling, just another one you absolutely have to have the #1 spot for. Reason being is because these are your brand names, and if someone searches for your name and they click on a competitor's link, that's a huge issue. Just because you're spending advertising dollars to build out your brand, and if you're not even ranking on the first top spot for that, not only is it kind of a red flag for a consumer because they're like, why is it that your website doesn't show up and there's other websites that show up before you? But the other thing is you're just losing a percentage of clicks that people search up for Donnelly Heating to your competitors that hold the top spot, right? So to make sure that's the first order of business that we would be doing for you, and it doesn't take much for us to rank you because you have these as your brand. It's very easy for us to rank you and make sure that you hold the #1 spot for that. Great job with ranking for HVAC Westchester, PA. That is absolutely a keyword you want to capture. The one thing is you rank on the #5 spot, and we want to continue to bring that up to the top 3, top 2, 1. Right, Donnelly Air Conditioning is just another one we want to rank at the top spot. AC Repair, Westchester, PA, another great one that we absolutely want to rank for, and you hold the #9 spot for that. Westchester Heating Oil, that's pretty interesting that you rank for that. Donnelly Plumbing and Heating Reviews. I'm not sure. You know what? That's fine. I think that Google actually pulls up the correct web page for that. Donnelly Plumbing, I'm not sure if this is one we want to capture because there's a lot of Donnelly Plumbing companies out there, I assume. I think there is. And so, yeah, so those are the kind of keywords that you wanted to go after. Now, let me, I entered a couple of keywords that I figured would be good, and I did a little bit of research before I made this video. Let me show some of the keywords that we ideally want to capture. Now, you'll see right off the bat that what I did was I used keywords that are similar to Philadelphia. Westchester is so close to Philly that it kind of makes sense that you would go after those. Now, if you don't serve that area, I totally understand, but I want to show you the potential of being able to rank for some of these keywords. So right here, HVAC Repair Philadelphia, HVAC Philadelphia, HVAC Contractors Philadelphia, PA, Air Conditioner Repair Philadelphia, and a few other ones along those lines. These are all very, very great keywords that we can capture, and if you look at the overview of them, there's a total of at least 570 search volume per month for these kinds of phrases. This is actually even on the low end than what it actually is. And so you know that at the very least you could capture, if we were to crunch some numbers here, as figuratively, let's say that out of the 570 you capture half of these, right? And so that's what, 250, 275 is 255, 550, what, 285, around there. Let's say from there, out of that half that actually visit your website, let's say that 10% of them actually sign up. So that's 27-ish, 28. And then from there, um, or not, yeah, sign up, and then from there you close on 50% of them. So you're getting 14 more customers per month by being able to rank for these kinds of phrases. And that's on the very, very low end, if we because this is just based on a rough estimate and it just tends to be lower. This doesn't actually track Bing and those other search engines as well. So we absolutely want to make sure we capture these kinds of keywords because they're going to be a huge impact in your business and in actually bringing in business that don't actually know about Donnelly HVAC, right? Because right now your top keywords that you're ranking for, that you're getting the most visitors from, are people that know about your brand and are searching your brand into Google. What we want to do is we want to capture those people that don't know about any HVAC companies in the area, and they're typing in things like HVAC Repair Philadelphia, where they're just looking up HVAC repair companies in the area, HVAC Philadelphia, HVAC contractors. So that's the kind of thing that we want to look and capture, because that's really where you're going to get a lot more new customers coming in, and where really your business can take off in these directions. Now, I didn't even enter some of the other surrounding locations, and those are absolutely more keywords we can capture and continue to build our SEO as we go along, because we're not going to stop at ranking you for these after we're done, right? We're going to continue to work on it, and as long as you're our client, we're going to continue to rank for all the other nearby keywords that you want to go after as well. In terms of the website, I absolutely love it. I think it's great. It's got all the elements that we're looking for. It's got real images. It's got an image of the founder or the CEO. You've got an opt-in form right here front and center. You've got some great request free estimate customers. Maybe I would add maybe a coupon or specials page, because people love their coupons and their specials, and it just increases conversion rates, right? So if 100 people visit your website and one person signs up for you, we can make it so it's closer to 4 or 5 people sign up, and that effectively quadruples or 5 times is your amount of business that's coming to your website. Start chat. This is also a great feature to have just to increase conversion rates, because someone like to chat immediately rather than have to go through this process. So yeah, I really like the fact that you have all this. What I would recommend also doing is maybe having a page for like your reviews, right? Because you have such great reviews. I would highlight that. I would show some images of your reviews on here, because right now you got a 4.5 with 25 Google reviews. On Google, you got 4.7 on Home Advisor, which is another fantastic news, and 2.8 on Facebook. Those are all 3 of the most important. The Yellow Pages doesn't even matter that much anyway, because who uses Yellow Pages these days anyway? So, so yeah, I would just highlight it. Like what I would do is I would go in here. If I were to click on this listing, there it is. So I would literally just copy this image right here and paste it into your website so that people can see it, and then the picture would be a link to this right here, so they can read more reviews as well as they go along, because they're all great reviews and they're just rant and rave about you, right? So want to do that. Yeah, click to call. Everything else is on here. So in terms of conversion rates and the actual website design from a front end, it looks great. Now we just got to do some other off-page SEO and on-page SEO stuff so that Google can recognize all this hard effort that you put into your website. So things like having enough content, having enough citations, having enough links and things like that are all going to help show Google that you want to rank for these keywords, so that we can really take advantage of this website that looks so nicely and so convertingly designed well, and really turn it into a sales machine, right? Because a website can just be a website, right, Tom and Karen? It can just be a website that, because all websites have to, or all businesses nowadays have a website, and it's a big part of just having a website, having a business. But it can also be a sales machine, right? Because this website's not going to call any sick leaves. It's not going to call off for holidays. It's going to be a website that ranks and continues to bring in traffic and leads through this opt-in form or via phone, and you're just going to keep on capturing that 365 days a year, because this website, as long as it's ranking, as long as it's up, is going to continue to get those leads. So it's a very powerful marketing tool, and not a lot of people take advantage and still don't realize the value of being able to hire a effective and good SEO company to do this and really take their business to the next level. Because nowadays, most of the time, this is exactly how new customers find new businesses in their local area. They just go straight on their smartphones or on their computer or laptop or tablet and search up these kinds of phrases like HVAC near me. And if they're around their location, they'll find you, as well as like HVAC in Westchester, PA, HVAC or heating and plumbing repair in Philadelphia, that kind of thing. And so once you start ranking for these kinds of things, you're just going to start seeing an influx of customers that are starting to really require your services. And from there, you can start expanding as well. So the great news is, in the HVAC repair and air conditioning industry, there's still a lot of outdated companies out there that haven't been taking advantage and don't really realize the power and the potential of really getting their website ranking and doing online marketing in general. And so if you can come in there and take this low-hanging fruit from them, you've already established yourself very effectively on the internet, and then you're going to only need to continue to build the authority and grow and be ways and ways, miles and miles ahead of your competitors, because they just don't understand and really putting the time to putting it into SEO, right? A lot of people that are in HVAC and things like that are very accustomed to how HVAC works and very good with that part of the business. But SEO is a beast of its own, and so it's hard for you to keep up with all the SEO trends and be on top of that kind of stuff. Which is why it makes sense for you to focus on your business and for us to focus on the internet, where we're good at, and so that we can really work together in really taking all your marketing campaign to the next level and really taking your business to that next level and continue to grow. All right, so I appreciate it, Tom and Karen, if you watched the video all the way through. I hope at the very least you got some insight out of it. At the very least, you could always reference this video over to an SEO company that you decide to work with, but obviously we would love to work with you ourselves. All right, so I'll leave my phone number at the bottom of the email that I email out to you in case you want to, or I'm sorry, my phone number at the end of the email in case you want to chat via phone. Otherwise, we can just bounce back and forth over email as well. But appreciate it again. I hope you have a great rest of your day and week, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Take care.